Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Mike's DVDs and Blu-rays. Today I'm going to talk about some movies I've been watching here lately, disaster movies, modern day disaster movies. Me and my wife have been kind of going back, rewinding the clock a little bit about 25 years ago when there was just a huge amount of like a resurgence of disaster movies. In the 70s there was a bunch of disaster movies, right? Poseidon Adventure, Towering Inferno. I did a video about it, in fact. Check it out. But we wanted to go back to the 90s and be the 90s disaster movies. So today I'm going to show you a few. We're still watching, and we got a pretty good stack of them that we're going through and watching. But this will be part one, I guess you could say, and got some great recommendations for you, so check these out. First off, I'm going to show, man, when did this come out? Like 2004, 2005, 2004. I remember going to the theater and checking this out. It was pretty cool. The Day After Tomorrow, which is a Roland Emmerich film. And, it's a great disaster movie. It's a great race, race to the end to kind of help people. It's got great performances in it. It's got Dennis Quaid, Jake Gyllenhaal. They're really good in this and everything. So, yeah, highly recommend this. It's very CGI'd. Something that it kind of reminds me of is like this is when Hollywood started really going digital and showing a lot of like CGI stuff, to make these effects, and the effects are awesome. It's cool. I'm not downgrading it at all, but you start really noticing like, man, there's no way they could have done this. You know what I mean? Like practically make some of these effects. So anyways, I would highly recommend The Day After Tomorrow. It's just a great little film to watch, especially during the winter. This is actually I think this is the UK edition of the Blu-ray, which I believe it is Region B, but there's one just like it, Region A, that you can get DVD and Blu-ray. So check that out, Day After Tomorrow. Next up, we had like a double feature Blu-ray here, and one of them, I don't know if you would call it like a natural disaster. We were going to do like natural disaster movies, because there was a bunch of them, right? So on this one, there's a couple of them that are kind of like man-made, I guess you could say, or it's kind of teetering on the line between natural disaster and like a man-made error disaster, like they didn't make the bridge good enough, so it collapsed, for example. So on this one, this is a double feature. It's got Dante's Peak and Daylight. Dante's Peak, Pierce Brosnan, Linda Hamilton, and then you got Daylight with Sylvester Stallone. The Daylight is the movie I'm talking about. It kind of teeters between natural disaster and man-made error disaster. You know what I'm saying? But both of them are a lot of fun to watch. Daylight was a movie I hadn't seen in a very long time, and I really enjoyed it. It's pretty, it kind of harkens back to like some of the B movies of the 70s, it had some silly lines and some silly acting by some people, but it made the movie a lot of fun, But Dante's Peak, this came out in '97, directed by Roger Donaldson and stuff. So this was a great little double disc Blu-ray edition. They both look really great. The sound is awesome. I think you can get this on Amazon for way under $10, maybe $7 or $8. Daylight came out around the same time. When was this? Probably 90, 95, 96, somewhere in there. Rob Chin directed it. It's so small, but yeah, each one of them's got bonus features and everything. So yeah, Daylight and Dante's Peak, recommend that. Next up was a movie that we had a lot of. This kind of started the whole ideal of some modern day disasters and stuff. So the next one was Deep Impact. Now this was a super cool movie. I had never seen it. My wife has seen it and she really enjoyed it. This came out in 98. 98. I don't remember it from that time. It's directed by Mimi Letter. And it's got a great cast again. Robert Duvall, Morgan Freeman, Elijah Wood, Vanessa Redgrave, Maximilian Schell, Robert Duvall. Did I say Robert Duvall? Okay. Steven Spielberg, people like that were executive producers on this. A lot of fun. Deep Impact. This probably has my vote for one of my favorite, late 90s disaster movies and stuff. So Deep Impact is a lot of fun. Basically, there's a asteroid that's plummeting to Earth. It's going to hit the Earth and blow us up, and that's it. So they had like a mission to send some astronauts up there to kind of blow it up, so it would, the impact wouldn't be as great, and just have little pieces hit the Earth. But I don't want to tell you what happens. I was surprised in it, actually. It kind of reminded me of Armageddon in the case of the asteroid, coming to Earth. But I recommend this. I would recommend this over Armageddon, just in the sheer story. But I know a lot of people like Armageddon because of the silliness, the Michael Bay-ness of it, and it is a lot of fun. Armageddon, but we'll talk about that movie later. But yeah, if you haven't seen Deep Impact, check it out. I'm not sure if it's streaming anywhere. I recommend just pick up this Blu-ray. It's got great Blu-ray sound if you got a surround sound system set up. Sounds really good. It's got the deep bass. Really a lot of fun. Check that out, Deep Impact. Now, the next movie, this is a 3-pack, and there's a couple on here we haven't watched yet, so I'll probably come back to this disc later. But I wanted to point out one of the movies that's on here because this was something we really wanted to see. Now, this is a triple feature Blu-ray disc. Again, you can get this for like under $10. It's got Twister, Poseidon, and The Perfect Storm. Now, we were looking for The Perfect Storm on Blu-ray. This came along and I was like, wow, and it's got Twister and Poseidon, let's get that one. Yeah, good deal, right? Okay, so we checked out The Perfect Storm. Great movie. It's got all this stuff, that's kind of a disaster movie because of the huge wave that comes. It's not something that happens every day, but it's, it can be common, for deep sea fishermen and stuff. So, but yeah, it's got a great cast. Wolfgang Peterson directed it, who, directed movies like the submarine movie, whatchamacallit, like In the Line of Fire, some of those movies. But anyways, it's got a great cast. Got George Clooney, Mark Wahlberg, Diane Lane, Karen Allen, that you may recognize from Raiders of the Lost Ark. Karen Allen, she's in this. Hadn't seen her in a while. John C. Reilly is he's pretty cool in there. I like him in this movie. So yeah, we went for The Perfect Storm on this disc. So we'll come back later to Twister and Poseidon and talk about those. But Perfect Storm was a lot of fun. That was another movie that we had talked, we sit on the couch and come up with stuff sometimes, and like a lot of stuff we don't do, but we're like, man, let's get some disaster movies and watch them. Then we started both of us started researching, and we both had our little list, and we combined the list and made the titles that we're going to watch, and I'm showing you on this video. So it proves that wives and husbands can work together and come up with stuff. So anyway, The Perfect Storm, really good movie, dark ending. Wife didn't like the ending. I'm not going to tell you about it in case you've never seen it, but it's a great movie. Of course, it's got the CGI and everything. When did it come out? When did this come out? This is a newer movie. I think it came out in like 2000. Yeah, it came out in the year 2000, so yeah, a lot of fun. But we'll come back to Twister and Poseidon, the Poseidon, which is a remake of the Poseidon Adventure. We'll come back to those later. But yeah, highly recommend The Perfect Storm anywhere you can see. It's probably on HBO Max, streaming. You can, you know, it's available on, let's see, Laserdisc even, I think, VHS, DVD, Blu-ray. So this was the last movie, guys, for part one. Now, we were kind of on the fence about it. It's like, is this a disaster movie? And I don't know how this one slipped in, but it slipped in. I was kind of disappointed about it. I mean, it's a good drama. Don't get me wrong, it's a good drama. And I love Jeff Bridges. But the movie we picked, I don't know how this one slipped on there, but White Squall. It's directed by Ridley Scott, which is one of my favorite directors. You know, Ridley Scott has done so many cool movies. Jeff Bridges, one of my favorite actors. But yeah, this came out in... crap, when did this come out? Like, it came out in the 90s, like 95 or something. This is released through Mill Creek Entertainment, by the way, Blu-ray. It looks great, it sounds great, but man, I guess we weren't prepared for the drama that unfolded. You know, it was more drama and less effects and stuff. So I think our memories didn't serve us right on our 44-year-old minds. Kind of forgot that this movie's really not a disaster movie. So we watched it anyway. It's definitely a movie to come back and rewatch again. It's got some great performances, but as far as it being a disaster movie, it's not a disaster movie. So this is a big thumbs down as far as that, but it's good for drama. You like boat dramas and stuff happens, watch this one. But anyways, I don't know how that slipped in, but we watched it nonetheless, and you know, it was pretty good and stuff. Anyways, so that's as far as we got on disaster, late 90s, early 2000s disaster movies. So we'll have a part 2 coming soon after we watch some more. You know how life can be, where you know, you don't have time to do stuff. Plus, it's something me and my wife do together, so we, you know, have to find that perfect time to watch it together. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was a lot of fun watching those movies and stuff. I highly recommend. I love the disaster movie concept, genre, if you will. Goes back all the way to the beginning of movies, you know, but it really found its niche in the 70s with the Towering Inferno, the Poseidon Adventure. And then you had the, you know, movies like Roller Coaster, great movie. And then you had the Animal Attack movies that, you know, that's a genre onto itself. Movies like Grizzly, The Swarm with the killer bees coming and attacking, and shark movie attacks, and that's a genre onto itself, and I'll probably do one of those one time. But the 70s unleashed all kinds of, like, you know, movies like that, you know. It kind of fell into that entertainment scope, you know, animal attacks, burning building, trapped people, boats sinking. You know, it was all fun and good entertainment. But it seemed like it kind of took a break a little bit in the 80s and early part of the 90s. And then mid-90s, it kind of got, you know, strummed back up again, especially after 98 and Armageddon was such a big hit that, you know, we saw more disaster movies go into the, you know, 2000s, you know, the early part of the 2000s and stuff. So there's a lot of good movies. So that's kind of where I'm focusing on, that late 90s, early 2000 kind of renaissance, if you will, of the Hollywood disaster movie. I know, I'm a big dork, but I love movies and I love all kinds of different genres. So I recommend those movies you saw today. Check those out. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up and comment. Let me know some movies that maybe I should have put on this list and watched. let me know about them. I'll bring them up in another episode. But love to hear your comments, and just watch some of my past episodes. I got a whole bunch of them. I have the 70s disaster movie video. Check that out. And until next time, guys, I'm Mike. Mike's DVDs and Blu-rays collection. And I will see you again later.